California, 1979. A teenage boy named Rocky Dennis enters the picture, brilliant, funny, and marked by a rare condition called craniofacial dysplasia. His face, strikingly different, often makes people assume he's wearing a mask. But beyond appearances, Rocky is just a regular teen with a deep love for baseball cards and big dreams of riding a motorcycle across Europe with his best friend, Ben. His resilience? It stems from his fearless, fiercely loyal mother, Rusty, a red-haired lioness in biker boots, and the gruff, caring men of the Turks motorcycle gang. Rusty shields her son from prejudice like a warrior. One day she marches into North Avenue Junior High to register Rocky, only to face a principal visibly rattled by his appearance. Without skipping a beat, she throws down Rocky's glowing report card, asserting that her son, top 5 in class, isn't going to some special school. She makes it clear, if Rocky doesn't get the same rights as every kid, she'll take the whole system to court. Later, at a checkup, a new doctor tries to process how normal Rocky's life seems despite his condition. He informs Rusty that there's nothing surgical science can do to extend his limited life expectancy. But Rusty, jaded and wise, brushes him off. She's heard this speech for years. Rocky, meanwhile, jokes that he's outlived every expiration date they've given him. 12 years of proving doctors wrong and counting. Before school begins, Rocky joins Rusty at a Turks gang picnic where he's met with love and belonging. Ben is there too, chatting motorcycles and Europe like always. Rusty, despite her tough act, numbs her pain with drugs and unstable lovers. One of them, Gar, shows up at the picnic, an ex-lover with unresolved tension in his eyes. Rocky and Ben light up at the sight of him, but Rusty can't look away either. Later that night, Rocky finds his mother high again. He doesn't scold her. Instead, he quietly heads to his room, adding stickers to his wall. Rusty soon crawls into bed beside him, holding him close in a moment that says more than words ever could. The next morning, Rocky is anxious about his first day of school. Rusty reassures him, tells him he's beautiful inside, where it counts most. At school, students stare, whispers, some snicker. But Rocky holds his head high. He even cracks a joke, claiming to be from the planet Volter. When another student struggles with his locker, Rocky, who'd memorized the combo earlier, steps in to help. It's the first of many bridges he quietly builds. That evening, a party fills their home. Rocky dreams aloud with Ben about Europe. Upstairs, Rusty flirts with Gar, but still longs for something deeper. The next day, Rocky stuns his class by recounting the Trojan War in a hilarious, charming way. He wins them over. That kid he helped with the locker now wants tutoring, and Rocky agrees for $6. A small business is born. At home, things unravel. Rusty, high again, ignores Rocky's heartfelt poem. When he begs her to stay, she brushes him off. Rocky snaps, shattering dishes and begging her to stop destroying herself. She retaliates by crossing his boundaries, mocking his plea for privacy. It's not hate, it's heartbreak in both directions. That night, Rusty finds Rocky curled in pain. A headache, the kind that crushes him. She lies with him, whispering the only comfort she knows. By morning, she promises to change. They head to an amusement park, laughing with the Turks. Rocky finds a sketch of what his face might look like without the disorder. Rusty cries quietly. It hits her harder than anything else. Gar returns into her orbit, and this time she gives in to his kiss. Meanwhile, Rocky notices a blonde girl at school, but she sees him only as the odd kid. When the principal invites Rocky to a camp for blind students, he hesitates. His mom needs him. But curiosity wins. At home, Rusty spirals again, and in an impulsive attempt to fix things, she hires a prostitute for her son. Rocky, instead of indulging, opens up to the woman about his European map, his dreams, his heart. After she kisses him goodbye, he confronts Rusty, asks if she thinks he's a freak. Her gift, though well-meaning, makes him feel worthless. Graduation looms. Rocky worries about having nothing nice to wear. But when he checks the fridge for a beer, he finds a suit instead. gifted by Rusty and the Turks. At the ceremony, he sweeps every academic award. His family beams with pride. The girl from class wishes him a nice summer. He smiles but feels empty. Later, his grandparents visit, disapproving eyes sharp as ever. His grandfather's passive-aggressive jabs about Rusty's past cut deep. Rusty tries to hold it together, but her pain resurfaces. She uses again. Rocky finds her strung out, furious she broke her promise. Disgusted, he chooses to leave for the blind camp job. At school, a bully mocks him. Rocky, exhausted, pins him to a locker, tells him he's not the only one hiding behind a mask. At home, Gar announces that a biker named Red has died. During the funeral, Rocky quietly reflects on his own mortality. With travel money in hand, Rocky sneaks off to visit Diana. She's shocked and overjoyed. She never knew about his calls. She's leaving soon for a blind school. Rocky and Diana's love wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. It was the kind of love that whispered through gestures, lingered in glances, and pulsed in silences filled with meaning. When they were together, time softened. The world that had so often rejected Rocky for how he looked seemed to fade, leaving behind only the light that Diana saw in him. Not with her eyes, but with something deeper. Diana, born blind, had never seen a sunrise, never traced a rainbow, never looked into someone's eyes. But somehow, she saw Rocky clearer than anyone else ever had. She saw his voice, steady but kind. She saw the shape of his soul in the way he laughed, in the dreams he carried like treasure maps in his pocket. She didn't need to touch his face to know it was beautiful, though when she finally did, her hands explored, not with hesitation, but reverence. And when she told him he looked good to her, she wasn't being polite. She was telling the truth as only she could see it, unfiltered, unshaped by the world's cruel mirrors. To Rocky, Diana was everything. Proof that someone could love him without conditions, without pity, without fear. When she smiled, he felt seen in a way no mirror had ever reflected. When they kissed, it wasn't about romance or rebellion. It was healing. They weren't pretending to be perfect. They were just two souls, flawed, brave, and soft in a world that demanded hardness, reaching out and saying, "I choose you exactly as you are." There was light in Rocky's eyes every time he spoke about her, a gentleness in Diana's voice every time she said his name. Even though the world tried to keep them apart, their love didn't break. It carved itself into memory, into firelight, into whispered promises, and even when they had to say goodbye, it wasn't a goodbye filled with regret. It was the kind that lives on in dreams, in maps with pins, and in the quiet knowing that real love, pure, fearless love, never fades. Back home, Rocky says he feels unwell. He skips dinner, removes the pins from his map, and heads to bed. The next morning, Rusty receives a call from a friend looking for Rocky. She says he must be at school, but he isn't. Uneasy, she enters his room. The light pours in. She tries to wake him. Nothing. Touching his skin, she knows. He's gone. Panicked, she smashes furniture in agony. Later, she returns to his room, sits beside him, and silently sobs. Then, she sees the map, the dream map. One by one, she returns the pins, honoring his journey. At the cemetery, Rusty stands by Rocky's grave, quiet and strong. Her son, who dreamed of distant shores and rode a motorcycle through a cruel world with a smile, is finally free. Free to travel beyond pain, beyond judgment, and beyond even her reach, just like he always wanted. If you liked this video, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.